It's movie review time. This time we did a couple of thrillers. That's our sound effect department doing a wonderful job. Oscar award winning. So we did a couple thrillers. We did a new one, a really new one. It just kind of came out to on demand, called The Snowman.
Yep.
Pretty appropriate for the time of season we're in.
If you do remember, we did actually do a trailer review, and this was one of those trailers, and it actually looked really interesting. And I believe, in my opinion, it failed on delivery.
Oh, big time! It definitely was not what I expected.
I can expect a lot of things.
I honestly thought, maybe this is me just being dumb and naive, but I thought that the snowman was going to be the killer. I thought, like, an actual snowman was going to be some sort of...
supernatural?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a supernatural thing. I thought the snowman was... But no, it just...
I thought there was going to be a little bit more killing.
Yeah, right? There wasn't a lot, yeah.
Because all the killings tended to happen after the fact.
Off screen, there was
they were off screen. You show up and you investigate it. And
I think there was only one death on screen. The girl in the chicken coop, right? That's the only one I remember.
Well, no, the guy, the one.
Oh, the guy who shot himself. Who got shot? Yeah,
yeah.
Two.
He was on there, but that was more of a flashback thing. So it has one known star who's kind of big, but I think his non-Magneto personas.
Oh, that's who it was.
Michael Fassbender. His non-Magneto personas have, in my opinion, all the movies that I've been watching of him have not been very good. So, and he's just, wow. Oh crap, what's his name? The one who played one of the failed Batmans.
Christian Bale?
Nope. That was a good Batman.
Ben Affleck. Michael Keaton.
Older. Newer. Before George Clooney.
Michael Keaton? Oh, Val Kilmer.
There we go.
That's who was in it. That's who it was in it.
Yes.
Val Kilmer, yes.
Yeah, Val Kilmer is in this one. And wow, did they ever apply a lot of makeup?
I thought that was Val Kilmer, and then I was like, is that really Val Kilmer?
I thought he was a lot fatter, though. So I was like, wow, he either lost some weight or something. But yeah, he's in it, and like, okay.
The story was very predictable, I thought it was. I thought the story was just overly uber predictable. I knew that the kid was going to, like, from the very beginning, I knew that the kid would... He was going to end up being tied to being a killer somehow.
Yeah.
Or the story was going to be about... It was totally uber predictable. And again, I was very disappointed that the snowman was only the calling card of and not the actual killer. I really thought the killer was going to be a snowman.
Okay, this is definitely more of along the lines of a psychological thriller.
But it wasn't really that psychological. It was very...
No, it was very dull and boring. Yeah. It was...
There was at no times where I was like, ooh, that's interesting, or ooh, that threw me for a loop. I was like, that's exactly what I expected.
Okay. Again, we spoil parts, and we try to give you a little bit of a heads up. The most interesting part of this movie was Val Kilmer having his head shot off, like the whole top part just going paste, and then the guy putting a snowman's head on it. That made me go,
that got the biggest reaction. It was like, oh, okay, cool.
Everything else was...
And, it was very... like I said, it was just very predictable. Oh, they end up back on exactly the same ice lake that the kid's mom died on, and he dies in the same way, falling through the ice, and it's like...
Yeah. So, I gotta give them credit. They could have easily have done a rehash and made the whole movie take place in New York or L.A. or
it was in
someplace where it's snowing.
Denmark.
I
think it was Denmark.
Crap, I can't remember now.
I think it was Denmark.
Yeah,
it was a Nordic country.
Yeah, it was a Nordic country. Lots of mountains, lots of snow, and I'm glad for the change of scenery. Watching them do New York all the time kind of is really
old.
Overdone, things like that.
I would honestly save your time on watching this. I wouldn't watch it.
No, I this is a pass. This was a 4 phones out of 5.
Virtually, yeah. This was almost. I was so into my telephone that I forgot the movie was on. The only reason I remember it was on is because I have an earbud in watching it.
For me, the only reason why the parts where I remember the movie was like, why is it quiet? Oh, it's buffering.
Yeah. Fucking.
That was. Yeah. So. Yeah, just avoid it. Watch the trailer. Great movie.
Yeah.
Don't watch the movie because it ruins the trailer.
That's right, yeah. The movie ruins the trailer. That's a good...
and actually, if I remember, most of the deaths are actually in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, so, as I said, watch the trailer. Great movie. Don't watch the
movie because it ruins it. Oh, man.
It does.
It was long, too, eh? It was 2 hours.
Yeah, just over 2 hours.
It was just over 2 hours. I was surprised that it was long.
Yeah.
But it was
dragged out.
Oh, my
for sure.
God. They could have made this 45 minutes and told the same story.
Yeah. A short story.
Yeah. Next one, this one was on...
rather?
You guys have obviously heard of the game Would You Rather.
Actually, no, I've never heard of this game.
Oh, really? Would you rather? And then they give you 2 scenarios. Would you rather eat a bug or eat a...
ball sack.
Yeah, and so you could pick one. It's kind of just like a joke. It's not...
It's a dare. It's a dare game, basically.
Yeah. But you don't. In that scenario, I just gave you one. Actually, eat a bug or a ball sack. Well, maybe you would. Who knows?
Okay. Given the choice, you might want to eat the bug because I'm pretty sure
definitely.
the guy whose ball sack you're about to eat would kind of not be happy about it.
Yeah. So this movie was based on that. I recognize the girl who was in it, but I don't know her name. I'm so bad at remembering actors.
Okay, hold on. This was awesome. So it's starting off and it's going through the list of actors, and I'm like, Sasha Grey. That name seems familiar. Why the hell does that name seem familiar? I'm going to Google her. I Google her. She's a porn actress, or a former porn actress.
Is that main girl?
No! Oh. And that's the thing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess if she dyed her hair, that could be that girl. Okay, no big deal. You're looking at
dark-haired girl?
Yeah, she was the punk one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and then later on, they introduce 2 other women, and one of them is an old lady, and she's definitely not a porn actress. So it was like, looking at the punk chick is like, oh, it's probably her. Oh, okay.
It had the dad from Home Alone in it?
Oh, that's where he's from. Okay, this movie was really kind of neat because it had a lot of
B-list
actors. The only people I did not recognize was the black guy with the afro.
Mm-hmm. I recognize him, but I don't know his name.
Okay, you recognized him. I didn't.
Yeah.
The army vet guy.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him.
And
the other dude, the guy who
butler.
ended up. Oh, I didn't recognize him. I did. He's been in like James Bond. I want to say James Bond movies. Maybe, I don't know.
So it was really cool seeing, like even the old lady. She's been in tons of TV, probably a few movies, but back when she was younger.
Yeah, it had
so
a collection of the
cool. She got a job, and like the son. He's the Penguin.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I got more of a thrill out of recognizing who these people were than I did actually out of the movie.
I actually enjoyed the movie. Like, in a kind of a quirky B kind of movie way.
I agree.
It wasn't like a big time movie. It was very...
No.
You could tell it was a B side
It was
movie.
a low budget movie.
And that's the thing. I took it as that.
Yeah.
I took it as that. I like the concept of it. I like the Would You Rather, and the it started off with the one girl was a vegetarian, and they put meat in front of her for dinner.
And she's like,
I'm a vegetarian. And then the guy was like, I'll give you 10 grand if you eat the meat. So she eats the meat.
Yeah.
And then the one guy's an alcoholic, and I'll give you 50 grand if you drink that bottle. And he does it. And then it progressively gets worse. It's like, oh, shock this person or shock yourself, and then stab this person or whip this person, and then and it comes down to they eliminate each other, they die or they can't continue, and it gets down to the one girl and the dude. And I like that.
This again, we spoil things. This was actually really good.
It was really good.
I liked.
They tried to escape.
The whole the whole climax of the movie was actually really well done, and I thought that climax made the movie really good, actually, because I enjoyed the movie. It was cheesy at parts. You know, it was like, you know, stab the person to your right, or you know, stab yourself,
or no, whip the guy with the cane. The same dude was getting whipped over and over.
Yeah.
With the cane, right? And I like the point where, you know, in this type of movie, normally you would see, oh, they all bond together and they escape.
Yeah.
Right? In this movie, they bonded together. They tried to get away, but they didn't end up getting away.
No.
So the end of the movie comes down. There's two people, and I thought this is what made the movie really good. Is that it was the girl, because she was trying to get money to help her brother, right?
Yeah. And he needed a transplant.
He needed a bone marrow transplant.
They basically offered it to her.
So. And so at the end of the movie, it's her and another dude, and the dude was like, oh, just, you know, they pretty much, it was, if you go first, you have a huge advantage. So she went first, and it's like, if you kill him, you get everything. You win the game.
Oh, and no, this is the final choice. Would you rather both of you walk out of here with nothing, with your lives, or you take everything we offered to give you and you kill him?
Yeah. And the guy was like saying, let's get out of here, but let's just leave. We can just leave with nothing. And bang, she shoots him. Yeah. No hesitation whatsoever.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, there was no big spewel, no heartfelt thing. It was just like, oh, me and you are similar.
Yeah.
And then bang!
Dead. And
it was
that's awesome. Where I went. That was sweet. That was awesome. That was fantastic. And then she goes home.
Oh, now here's the thing. Right as soon as she shot him, I was like, oh shit. If the movie doesn't end here, the movie ends badly. And she goes home. The house is sold. She's now rich. She goes, sees her brother sleeping on the bed. She has a shower. She gets out. He's still sleeping on the bed. Goes in, rolls him over. He OD'd.
He's up dead.
Yeah, and that was also a nice part, because it was like
a little twist of, you know, like, hey, I'm trying to do something. I did bad to do good, and then I ended up just doing bad. And
no. She did bad to do good, but then her brother fucked it all up.
Yeah, because
I gotta admit that
you saw throughout the whole movie that he knew that he was a burden to her, and she was always trying to say, no, you're not a burden, we're gonna get through this, and he just decided, no, I don't want to get through this, and because he had, you know, whatever, bone marrow leukemia. Is it leukemia? Whatever. But I thought it was a great movie. I would watch it. Hell yeah, I would watch it.
Yeah,
you should have stopped and watched it before we told you all about it. So this may ruin it, but still go check it out.
It's good. It was actually, and as I said, I got a really cool thrill out of seeing all these B-level actors, because the Trailer Park Boys. He was one of them, one of the guys in one of the three main actors. He was one of the guys. You know, again, you would recognize the old lady to see her, and the alcoholic, the bad guy's son. You knew who the black guy was. I didn't. So
who was the guy in the house? Who was the father? Where was he from? I didn't recognize him.
The father.
The Penguin's dad.
He is he's a voice actor. He's been in Star Trek, all of them, like Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager. You know, he's had bits and pieces in various movies. He's very typically in makeup. He has prosthetics on. He's typically the alien.
So there's more use for his voice?
Yes, he's more used for his voice than he is for his actual looks, because he's not the prettiest man in the business. So
yeah, I would recommend this one. I would, if you're bored.
This one I actually ended up putting the phone down, because I was like, oh.
I thought it was good. It was definitely, the ending was very different. Yeah, it was nice to see. I like when an ending isn't your typical Hollywood ending.
Well, and that's what a lot of movies have to go for nowadays. They have to do that little twist at the end. Mm-hmm. Now everybody's expecting the twist. Everybody does. Now when they do the twist well, like they did in this one, bravo! Like it did actually make the movie good.
And that's the thing with when you're trying to do a twist. If you pull it off good, it's good. But if you miss,
it screws up everything. And for those people who are trying to make films, when people are expecting a twist, make sure you twist it well enough that people will enjoy it. Because they're expecting it and they have something in mind.
Yeah.
You can either go with what they have in mind and they go, or make it so it's like, I
That
didn't
made
know
me
it's,
go, yay.
Yeah.
That made me go, yay. Anyways, let us know if you've seen these 2 movies and
What you think?
what you think.
Because, that snowman was,
That was not good. It had potential.
Yeah, it had potential.
After seeing the trailer, I was like, hey, this could be interesting. And then, boom, bomb.
That's why I wanted to watch the movie. Because
Boo,
it was like, hey, I remember the trailer, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, this looks good. And then,
So let us now know down below if you've watched these. And, yeah, subscribe because we do this shit all the time for nothing. Thanks, YouTube.